What is going on, everybody? Welcome to day 40 of scaling my AI agency from zero to $100,000. We are moving really quickly in this series. We're at 6,000 cash collected, a little lower than we would like to be, but we got 20K just sitting in our pipeline, man. That's just waiting to be sold. And the high ticket deal flow is moving a little slow. Hope you guys are tuning in and having a great day. Basically, what I do in this video, if you're new to this series, is I go through what I did today and some key insights and thoughts that I've had so that you can take away and as well in your entrepreneurial journey, business career, and everything like that, and kind of see what it looks like to actually build an AI agency from the trenches and see success with it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, put it in 2x speed, and let's jump into what we did today. So today was a very big day, as you can see here. This was a pretty long list. So we had a meeting with our property manager. Actually, they were looking at implementing an AI video system, and my manager hit me up and she was like, hey, do you know how to do this? Like, I know you're crazy with AI. So we ended up meeting up there, trying to see what they're looking for, looking to do like a quick proof of concept for them around like a 20-second, 25-second video. That way they can take it to corporate, and then we can see what the budget would look like there. That's a potential multi-thousand-dollar opportunity there. So that's huge there. And then we scraped some leads. We did end up launching a little like cold email sequence and I had to scrape leads manually. I did that this morning, set up a whole sequence for it. And I think all the domains ended up in spam, like all the emails. I've done cold email before, and I know doing it the right way costs money, and we didn't end up investing any money into it. So we kind of just did it quick as like a little proof of concept to see if it would work. And I just kind of came to the conclusion that, hey, we're just going to stick with ads because it's way easier and we already have proof of concept there. So I think cold email is definitely a play down the line if we want to get sweatier with acquisition, but you need to get their first names. You got to get the owner emails. You got to get good leads, right? And I was just getting, support emails, sales emails, like catch-all emails. And it's just not ideal for something like this. And our domain wasn't even warmed up in the first place. So we did that. We were potentially looking at a low ticket offer, didn't look into that. Don't want to switch any offers specifically to present for the email. That's kind of like what we were thinking, but it's just not even worth it. We called our pipeline. We had a call with our boy Toolwake to basically structure something to where he can fund the ads for us, and we can start getting the ad machine back up and running, getting some cash flow in place for that. Based on our numbers of a $50 cost per qualified call, really good numbers. So we just ended up getting that kind of into motion. So that's sick, super huge. We have a meeting tomorrow with our mentor, long-term mentor, Mike. He's ran multiple companies and he's retired now, and he's been looking to kind of help us out. So we kind of hit him up there. And then we had a call with our first ever mentee, Moses. Shout out Moses. Had a call with him. That went really good. Just got off of that. And now we're recording this video. So it was a pretty productive day, to say the least. We got a lot done. Very productive, very dialed in, and looking forward for what's to come. We had a lot of insights from today. A lot of thoughts and insights that I can give you guys here. So basically, this is an idea that I had, and it's called, I had this idea in the shower. It's like anti-marketing agency. So it's essentially an AI infrastructure offer. If you've seen like Liam Otley's videos lately and how he's presenting like an AI OS, it's essentially an offer to where you can build an AI environment to where a business no longer needs a marketing partner. AI is their marketing partner. Right? An AI that can essentially execute on creating ads, managing, maintaining these types of systems. I think this is still pretty far ways out, but building an AI native system that they can essentially interact with, and it'll be able to do their marketing for them or manage it for them. I guess the offer could be something where you like build it up to the point where it's something that AI can natively kind of manage. And then eventually like they don't need you. So you're kind of just selling yourself out of it. I don't know. It kind of sounds stupid now that I talk about it again. I think it could definitely be a play here in the near term, maybe in the longer term. I don't know how fast AI is going to be moving here as we come to the back half of this year, mid half of this year. But kind of just a random thought that I had. I wanted to kind of throw it out there. Anti-marketing agency is like the brand name that I would throw out there. It's like, hey, we're not a marketing agency. We build an AI native system that runs your marketing department for you. I think that'd be super fucking sick. It's definitely possible, but getting someone to know how to actually use it and all the training alongside of that, it's difficult, but it's something that if people want to save money, they want to implement an AI system that can basically do marketing better than anyone else can, that's already trained on everything in their business, I mean, they might as well, right? I think the AI OS as a core offer as well could be super valuable for businesses, like how Liam Otley's kind of structuring, like setting up his departments and all of that stuff. Yes, a business owner could do this on their own, but at the same time, they need a lot of training. People that aren't AI native and that don't use AI on a consistent basis, like I think 0.6% of the US has used AI in a coding environment in a CLI before. So there's barely anybody that even know how to use ChatGPT on a consistent basis, right? I'd say most business owners are proficient with that, but I think an AI OS offer could be a really beneficial offer here in the near term until AI gets so good to where it can build it out itself. But it's an arbitrage opportunity right now, especially like it's the new model I think Liam Motley is pioneering, right? Like AI agency was like the model that he coined, right? AI automation agency. But now I think he's kind of coining the AIOS as like an offer, right? I mean, if he's building it and finding value in himself, I'm sure he's starting to get marketing client or not marketing clients, but like consulting clients for his Morningside agency specifically for that AIOS system. That's probably something that he's pitching to other businesses that are huge. Like I think he deals with like Fortune 1,000 companies, like big, like upmarket companies. So but yeah, it was just a little idea and thought that I had today. Also had the idea of dialing in our VSL. Now that I look at this, I don't think it's that big of an idea. It's not super big because our VSL is already working, right? We provide a lot of value. We show the system up front. I think if anything, maybe make it a little shorter, more pain driven, and like how we can actually help these guys. And then potentially have just like the system breakdown in an actual middle of funnel video, or more so frame that video as like a case study video and maybe put that as like a video under the calendar on the lander or something like that. And just kind of make the VSL just a little shorter on the front end because I think it's like 7 minutes right now. I think making it like 3-4 minutes could be even more dialed. I don't know if everyone's like sitting through a whole 7-minute VSL. And then I also want to tap into a software for VSLs specifically that's really good for like actually like loading in. It's like it has like the play bar where like it loads in fast and then like starts slowing down as the video goes. So you think it's a quick video. So I think that could be a beneficial like hosting tool as well, just for conversion rates. And I think you can split test VSLs within that tool. So that's like really all we need to dial in when it comes to the front end. I think otherwise we're like in a really good spot, but just like potentially dialing in the VSL structure, making it more like pain proof driven and just kind of quickly going over client results instead of showing them the whole system that's behind it. And it may be just like kind of overcomplicating the process slightly. And then like in the middle of funnel, we can actually build a case study video and show like exactly what we did for the client and like how the landing page is structured, how the funnel actually works, and like how it's actually generating them results. So that's kind of the idea that I had here. Once we start getting ads up and running, we might split test this and see if this is something we can implement, make it shorter, more pain driven, and more results driven. And then YouTube for our niche. Okay. So YouTube, I saw a story today. Somebody had a YouTube video that they posted and it got 96 views and they booked 3 calls from it. 3 fucking calls from it. So that tells you right there how dialed YouTube is. If you look at YouTube, especially for a niche YouTube for your agency or your offer, and you look at it like, okay, every video I post is essentially just a VSL. It's just a sales letter that attracts my market to watch. And then at the end, they have the opportunity to book a call with me, right? Like you don't even need the landing page. You just send them straight to a book a call link to actually schedule the time. I personally believe that YouTube is one of the best ways to get high ticket clients in 2026. So I'm going to definitely implement this and start figuring out what a workflow would look like. I think there's a lot of potential when it comes to Notebook LM, specifically interactive like slideshow decks for pitching this type of thing, or getting into more of a Miro board structure that's a little more interactive, something that I can kind of scroll through. I like Miro board presentations a lot, but I think at the end of the day, it's like if you're doing YouTube, there's a couple ways we could do it. Okay, so we could do it at scale and use Notebook LM, give it a bunch of insight and data into the specific topic we're talking about, and have it generate a slide deck from that. And then it generates a slide deck that's essentially our entire YouTube video, right? Or Gamma, vice versa, okay? Or, because like if we do that, we can do that at scale. Like we can push that shit out like crazy. Or we could do more of a Miro style and just more go quality over quantity. I think for VSLs and sales letters, quality over quantity is definitely important, but we could split test it. So just getting more YouTube content out there, top of funnel stuff that actually attracts our ideal customer and that allows us to start booking calls for free, because YouTube's algorithm, in my opinion, especially if you optimize it for SEO, is going to work a lot better than a short form algorithm organically, right? But I could be wrong there too. So we're going to kind of go into both verticals. I think just starting to get the YouTube up, get some videos out here as we start to get into early next week, as long as I have the time for it. And then start doing short form to kind of add fuel to the fire and start driving people to the YouTube, and then also kind of have it be like more middle of funnel-ish for the ads if people want to click on our profile. So that's kind of where the head's at. That's what I'm thinking right now based on what we're at. So yeah. YouTube, get into YouTube, bro. If you want to get clients and you have, obviously like it's not going to happen overnight, but if you have like a couple months, you can start building out this type of workflow and you can start seeing results fast, especially if you're consistent and you know how to package YouTube content. I mean, I think that's a skill that personally I've developed here over the past year or past couple of months of me actually filming and creating YouTube, learning post-production, learning the metrics that you should really care about when it comes to channel growth. Like my channel is up 250% over the past 30 days in terms of subscribers and then also view count. And obviously that comes with the volume that I'm posting on a consistent basis. But either way, I'm learning the skill of producing quality YouTube content that actually generates results, right? And my results being subscribers and views and likes and comments and people actually enjoying the series that I'm building right now. So attributing that into an actual niche page and for our actual offer for our agency, I think is going to be a huge ROI thing that we can start doing because no one in our niche is doing it. No one in your niche is probably doing it. And everyone's on YouTube. Okay. And it's a great way to just keep everyone super warm. So that way, when they're ready to buy and they're going to buy from you because they've seen you a lot. So that's the play there. Claude Code is literally the source of truth. And what I see right now is the only bottleneck is doing what AI can't yet. So AI can do about 80% of things tangibly and functionally in a business if you give it the SOP and the context behind how it should execute that thing. But 20% is still left on the table. So Claude Code is the environment that everyone's using, and as they should be, right? It's been buzzing all across the internet here over the past, 6 months. It's been the big thing, and it should be, right? And I think this is what we've been doing for our business is literally building a source of truth for our business. An AI that knows all of our numbers, an AI that knows all of the opportunities we have, an AI that knows all of our fulfillment SOPs and all of our processes, right? An AI that knows all of our upsells, an AI that knows our offer, an AI that understands all of our sales calls that we've had so we can keep improving and meticulating our process over time. And then all we have to do is just interact with that environment and just keep building on it. Eventually, once we get to the point where AI can start automating 99% of what we do, it's not there yet, but it's very fucking close. We're going to have the environment, the source of truth, I like to call it, for our business and for our life, just sitting in fucking Claude Code. And then when AI is ready to build and do things 99% of the time on its own, we're going to be ready to just take over. Like we already have that environment set up. So Claude Code is literally the source of truth. I want to do a breakdown on how to actually structure this from a high level here in a couple videos. Obviously, I said I was going to do it, but if you're not implementing or using Claude Code and building a source of truth with GitHub and even just like your local files and folders, you're behind. And if you don't do it soon, you're going to be really behind because a lot of people are starting to tap into this right now with the AIOS systems like Liam Otley, what he's pushing. So you need to get into this now and start building up that IP and that data. So that way, when it actually gets fucking good, you are not just sitting there with empty pockets. You got everything ready to go, ready to plug in to make this thing fully autonomous for you. And then another thing, if you're sus about a project, right? If you're sus about doing a project, if you're sus about like, you just got that bad feeling like, oh, fuck, this might be more work. Overcharge, bro. Like if you really don't need a project, if you don't need an opportunity that's coming your way, overcharge. If you're in a position where, hey, I need to close this client to make rent, which we've been in a position like that before, then charge what you feel is best to charge or charge what feels like it'd be right for them. Always look at what that client is actually making, right? How much do they make a year annually gross in their business? Okay, let's assume they take home, let's say they're making $1 million a year gross. Okay, let's assume they take home like 200, 300K a year, right? Like after everything, whatever. 200, 300K a year. What is the thing I'm implementing for them? What value is it going to bring them? What potential new revenue could it bring them? For our case, it could bring them 6 figures, right? So would it make sense to invest $10,000, 10% to get something that generates you 6 figures in revenue minimum, right? It would. So understanding the math behind that, right? I feel like a lot of the times we just want to say, hey, ChatGPT, like what should I charge for something like this? It doesn't fucking know. You should always be looking at the prospect first and then comparing their situation to the value you're going to actually bring them, right? From a revenue standpoint or a recurring standpoint, however that looks, and figure out, okay, what is the expected return they could expect from something like this? And what makes sense money-wise and investment-wise? And like, it's like a 10x return if we were going to generate them $100,000 in new revenue and they just invested us $10,000, right? So understanding that concept and understanding the math behind pricing and just like the prospect itself is super important so you can understand what you should charge. And then also if you're sus about any sort of project, say a higher number, bump it up by $1,000, bump it up by $2,000. That way you have a good floor. It's not a ceiling, it's a floor, right? You have a good floor just in case that shit is way harder than you expect. Because Undercharging is probably like the biggest mistake beginners can make because they feel like they have to undercharge because they don't have experience or they don't have proof or they don't have confidence in what they're selling yet. Yes, you need to get the deal. Yes, you got to put in that fucking, what is he called? You got to put in that debt, right? You got to put in that time and like really skin in the game and kind of learn the hard way, right? And get undercharged for what you're doing and undervalued for what you're doing, but never be afraid to swing higher than what you think. That's just all I got to say, because I've regretted that multiple times. All right, so tomorrow's actions, we have an investor meeting at 9 a.m. We're going to relaunch our ads here in the afternoon. So I'm going to get back into the sales process, probably end up getting the funnel a little more dialed on the top, get that new video hosting tool that I was talking about implemented. And then we're going to go into the YouTube, start getting that niche strategy built out. I know I was supposed to do that today, but today was pretty crazy busy. And then optimize the sales process and then get our pricing structure locked and loaded so we can get ready for new calls to jump on the calendar here coming early next week. And then we have a birthday party for one of my entrepreneur homies, just turned a big 27. So we're going to tap in with that. But yeah, that's pretty much the agenda, guys. I know yesterday's video was the shortest one I've ever done. It was super busy yesterday, but we still got it out. Now we're here giving you guys a good little 20-minute value add. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video, subscribe to follow the 0 to 100K journey. And if you actually felt value from this content and you want to see the journey, drop a sub. Would really appreciate that. And then drop a comment down below if you have any questions, thoughts. I would love to hear them. And then also DM me on Instagram if you want to get in touch, connect with me, or if you have questions about starting your own AI agency. Until then, guys, it's Ethan. We'll see you guys for day 41. Have a good one.